Hello guys. So in this video we will see about scatter chart functionality. Okay. So first of all, as you can see that this is a scatter chart we have already configured. This is the purchase order total. This graph represents the count of these records. Let me edit it and show you the configuration and the detailed part how this graph is made. There are various kind of the parameters are used to make it. Let's go to the full settings of this graph. All right, so you can see that first of all this is the name. It will be going to be used to give any kind of the title as per your requirement to this graph. Over here you will be able to select the model. Let's say over here I have selected the purchase order, but if you want to select any another model, let's say sales or accounting, purchase, manufacturing, project, you will be able to select it accordingly. Okay. The next thing is add to generic layout. So if you want to add this particular graph to the generic layout, you can add it by enabling this toggle button. We have already made a separate video that how different kinds of layouts will be added into a generic layout. All right, now let's go to the relation information. You will be able to set over here. View type is set as a scatter chart, but if you want to select any another graph from here, this from this selection, you can also do that. We have provided multiple kinds of graphs in this selection. Over here this will be an operation type. So by default the count operation type is selected. If you will if you want to define the sum or average, then you can select these options as well. The next thing is the record limit. So from how much data this graph should be get represented, so users will be able to define the record limits over here. So you can define it like let's say a 5 or let's say a 10 or 15. As per the requirements they will be able to set these record limit as well. Let's say 20. So these record limits will be get defined as per over here. These graphs will be get defined as per the record limit user will define here. Now another thing is the based on rule. So there can be multiple dynamic domains users will be able to provide if they want to filter out the data. So over here there are different kinds of the fields are enabled over here. If user wants to select multiple fields, let's say for example like this field, or user wants to go with all or any kind of condition, they can also do it accordingly as well. Over here the group by field is defined, so that will be a total we have defined. If user wants to define any another field, then they can also define it. But remember that these fields are enabled and can be also varied based on whatever model user is selecting over here. If user wants to sort it based on any field, then user can also do that accordingly. If you want to manage this graph related data in ascending or descending order or say manner, you will be able to do that. Now basically from whatever all this data when from where this graph will be get represented. So if the user wants to hide any kind of false or say zero value, then user can enable these multiple toggle buttons from here. Okay, the next thing is the date filter field we have provided. So you will be able to see the date field. The date filter is provided over here, like, let's say today, this week, this month, this quarter. So as per the user requirements, they will be also able to provide this date filter field as well. Okay, the next thing is the designing part of this graph. So you can see that we have provided several kinds of the data format over here, like English or Indian format, Colombian peso. So as per this data format, the data that is represented over here, okay, it will be also get changed. Now the graph color is provided. So as per the graph palette, the user can select different kinds of colors from the configuration. The label positions can be defined at the top, so you can see the label is coming at the top. But if I will define it at bottom, or let's say at the left side or the right side, users will be able to define it accordingly. Now the next option is related to the show unit. So if a user wants to define any unit, they can also define it. And by default the monetary field will be get enabled. In this monetary selection, by default whatever currency will be enabled, that particular currency will be get defined over there. But if user wants to define any custom type of unit type, they can also do that. Say for one example, like test. Okay, so they can also define it accordingly. Now the next thing is defined over here is the border width. So users will be able to define the border width, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, and the related these representation of these dots, as you can see that they will have the border width available. Another thing is the show graph label. So if you want to let's say I have right now disabled this graph label, and the graph label is not represented over here, and I have now enabled this graph label. So you can see this graph label is enabled here. Now basically if I want to make this graph as a transparent, so I will enable this, and you can see this graph is now in a transparent manner. All right, the next thing is the layout information and the layout tooltip. Now basically in the these two options are available here to define this graph related informations in detail. So we have already made we have already made a separate video for it. So please check it out in our dashboard playlist. Another thing is the actions. So over here uh, the users will be able to define the client action, click action. So for this actions related part, we have also made a separate video, so you can just check it out. If you want to combine this particular layout with any another dashboard, so you will have to select it, and this particular graph will be get combined, will be get added into this dashboard layout also. Okay, the final tab is related to the auto update. So if a user wants to refresh this particular output of this graph based on any kind of the criteria related any kind of criteria related, when any records will be get newly created, freshly created, or say updated, then this representation of this output of this graph should be get changed. Or if he wants to set any custom timer, let's say a timer, the time interval, on the basis of it this particular output will be get auto refreshed. User can also define it. If you want to see if you want to watch this thing in detail, so we have also made a separate video for this auto update. All right, so you can just check it out, this auto update video from our dashboard playlist. All right, so that's all about how this scatter chart is defined. And here if you want to move or copy this particular graph into another dashboard, then you can use this button over here. So that's all about this scatter chart video. If you will have any kind of query or questions, then please don't hesitate to ask us. Okay, so that's all about this video. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye, take care.